Good evening. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Tuesday, December 21st. We had the market break out to new highs today, and that actually happened despite the fact that we had the US dollar again bouncing. And actually, let's go to the US dollar real quick. Here you can see over the last couple of days, the dollar has slowly moved higher. Now, as slow as the dollar has been moving up is actually a good thing versus a big breakout, because what you can see is happening, we're starting to see the indicators push to overbought area. So it's very likely that we're going to see a double top on the US dollar over the next couple of days, and that should be our fuel for a move into January. Looking at the 15-minute chart, you can see, since early December, we continue to ride that 200-day moving average higher. Flip to the daily chart, you can see we finally broke out on that level. Volume is a little bit lower, which is not a surprise given it's a holiday shortened week with the market closed on Friday. Also on the SMH, as you can see, and like I mentioned in the chat room, the volume on the SMH is, as far as I think, and I probably need to look a little better, we're talking multi-year lows on the SMH. I can't remember a period like we've been going through over the last 2 to 3 weeks where we've seen volume on the SMH as low as it's been. I think we are setting up for a really big move on the SMH, but we're going to need volume to confirm that. And we're going to need it to hold that 20-day exponential support at 32.14. We got really close to there today, and we've got Intel down a little bit, and after hours on news that the McCaffrey deal has been approved by the Justice Department. So, the SMH, we're looking for a move here. We're going to be keeping an eye on the SMH because as the SMH goes, so goes the tech sector. But we've got a lot of stock plays, so let's jump into them right now. GNVC continued its very nice breakout move for us. This is one of our top January popper plays. As I mentioned, GNVC last 3 years has put on some huge moves into January. The last 2 years, it's actually doubled during this period. We got a break through the 50-day moving average on GNVC, and it's looking exactly like it did when we jumped into it back there in early September and rode it all the way up to the mid-60s. So looking really, really good here. Volume is starting to explode daily. All the indicators look fantastic. And again, this one, top January popper play going into next month. WEST, our huge winner from last week, has retraced nicely over the last couple of days, and that is the reason we jump back into this one, 51 cents and under. And as I mentioned in the video last week, and I also mentioned in the chat room today, WEST, we got into this one because over the last 3 years, it has gone on very big spikes, and that's why we rode this one up. But also, our WEST also has a habit when it has that early December or mid-December pop, it retraces and then pops again. And the secondary pop usually happens right before the Christmas holidays. So over the next 2 days, I think we're going to see a very nice snapback on WEST, possibly, testing that previous high that we saw a few days ago. BLDP. Very nice move on this one today. Of course, it got walked down in the close, but that is not untypical for this stock. Its peer, FCEL, made a new high, pushed to the $2 area. That is a 75% gain from when we alerted 2 weeks ago at $1.20 when no one else wanted it. This is an exactly the same play. No one wants this stock right now, but when we see BLDP up here in the 175, 180 area, it will become the next hot stock, which is usually the case. We had very nice news from BLDP last night, and that was the reason for the gap. But volume was fantastic today on this stock, and just that late day shakeout, you're getting some of the profit takers out on it, and we've got very strong support at that 20-day EMA at 145. If they happen to give another buying opportunity on this one, fantastic. We can pick up a scalp position for the inevitable move higher. Quick mention on BNX, we got a close above the 50-day moving average today, and volume continues to be very, very healthy. They had that, they bought another tax firm or another tax website yesterday that is per the press release, going to substantially increase their revenues. We had JTX, that other tax play, continue to run over the last couple of days. BNX down here, fantastic January popper play, and would be looking for dips to add this one if they come. But if we go by what happened last December and January, there was very little or very few dips on this one. It just kept going higher and higher, and hopefully we're going to see the same here. Now, as you've been noticing, biotech stocks have been going on huge bounces over the last few days. And here we have the INSM chart. And by now, you should become accustomed to this chart setup. This is what we call a perfect candidate for a January popper. Stock sold off on news that they were doing a reverse merger. They picked up another biotech company that's got, I believe, a phase 3 drug. And of course, you know, the market did not like that, sold off. But we've got a nice little bottom here, very high volume, like 6 times average volume today. First target, 20-day exponential 62, and then a move back to that 67 to 70 cent area. RSI coming out of the basement. We're about to get a positive MACD cross. That should happen tomorrow. And then we've got stochastics about ready to break up through 20. So the chart indicators are a go for a pop on this stock in the near term, especially given what we're seeing in the junk biotech stocks. Stocks like INSM should give a very nice little pop in the near term. HSCA or HSKA Esca Corp, another nicely set up January popper play. This is also a stock that's got a 3-year trend of popping into January, so that is why we're jumping into it. We're getting it at its lows. Very nice breakout. First target 50 cents. January popper target, a move to the 200-day moving average up there at 60 cents. PRKR, nice winner for us over the last few days. Nice late day retrace on this one, back to the breakout level. Would be looking for a snapback, so that's the reason why we started jumping back into this one. 46, 45 cents for a bounce back to new highs in the near term. PKT, ignore the close today on this one. This is more Scamex BS that we saw in the close. The stock actually closed at 62 cents, but somehow it is legal for the specialists to send a trade 4 cents or 8% below the actual close at 58 cents. Reason being, we had a breakout confirmation today. If they had let that close, the real close happen at 62 cents, you would have seen a lot of scanners pick PKT up as a breakout play. Obviously, the specialist running this stock does not think he has enough shares or has stolen enough shares in order to let this stock run yet. But this is a stock, especially given the net neutrality rules. Look at the net neutrality rules. Look at what PKT does and tell me why this stock is not going to be a big mover next year. Anyways, we got a breakout. Ignore that bullshit today right at the close. 62-cent breakout. All eyes are on a move to 75 cents, and this is a $1 stock with patience, just like we said MCZ was, just like we said API was. PKT is a $1 stock, a great long-term play for IRAs, in my opinion, going into next year. ZBB, we've played this one before, Zeb Energy. Very nice breakout on the ascending triangle today with a golden cross at the same time. Very nice setup here. First target 93 cents, secondary target 1 plus, and I'm thinking we're going to see 1 plus on this one. As I mentioned in the alert, this can be a volatile stock, so it's only a half position with eyes on adding dips, because this is a stock that does no volume dips like we saw in MCZ, and then all of a sudden it's back at the high of the day. Support on this one, 69 cents has been support over the last week or so, and any dips would definitely be considering adding to this one. Nice setup, nice breakout play, and the kind of setup that can do what we saw on MCZ over the last couple of months. So going into tomorrow, my favorite setup, of course, is GNVC. And actually, let me pull up the level 2 for GNVC right now. Here you've got the level 2 for GNVC, and here you see this massive ask here. Oh my God, there's a massive seller in the stock. Like I was saying in the trading room today, little quick lesson or tutorial on level 2 trading. This is a bullshit ask. Usually when you see large asks like this, especially when you see them start to get eating, typically it is a bullish thing. This guy is likely these two guys here accumulating the stock, but doesn't want the stock to break out until he's filled up. Also, look, you can see these guys are sitting here at 53.5. We've got a bid at 53.8 above that and no fill on the stock. What that means is this order right here is probably an all or none order. And the reason you would put a 362,000 share all or none ask is you don't want to sell the stock. So bullish. Just think of it as that way. Little quick lesson why we're looking at GNVC. WEST, we're looking for a nice little snapback bounce in this one, as well as the other biotech plays we picked up today. Things are looking really good. Penny caps, biotechs, the cheap stocks are doing very, very well right now, and we should continue to see that happen over the next few days. So that is it for the video. I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.